like to call this July 8th council work session and regular meeting to order. Would everybody please rise for a moment of silence and let's remember all of those who passed away during the month. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bill, you want to do roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Pezza is on vacation, I believe. Ms. Cohen?
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mr. Cousins?
Here.
Ms. Figueroa is ill. Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mr. Petroci is on vacation. Mr. DiGiuseppe?
Here. During our moment of silence, we should have remembered, and I apologize, Maria, who's going through some serious radiation treatments and isn't doing that good. She's doing okay health-wise, but the treatments are really taking a toll on her. So let's keep her in our prayers this evening and remember her. She's hoping to be back for our August meeting. Okay, the first thing I want to do, I know Chucky wants to get out of here. So Chuck, you want to go to the podium for the fish with a cop?
Yeah. Anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Chuck Palmer. Grew up in town. Been here for about 20 years working as a police officer. Quite a few years ago, I started the Fish with a Cop program I do every year. And I've been lucky enough that the council has allowed us the use of the lagoon and covered us under their insurance policy, which helps make it possible. I'm here again to ask for the same thing. The date we have in mind would be September 7th at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We already have the vendors on board. If it's okay with you guys, if you can save that date. We're setting up a rain date this year because for the first time last year we had a rainy day. It's never happened before. So this year we're going to set up a rain date, which will be Sunday, the day right after. And I'm just here to see if you guys will cover it under your insurance again.
Absolutely. And we thank you for putting your time in to get this done for the kids.
We've gotten a lot of donations this year. A lot of citizens in town, outside of town, businesses have been dropping off poles and tackle boxes. So it's been a good start. So.
And what's the date again? I'm sorry.
September 7th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday, and then the rain date will be the very next day, September 8th. We're not taking the applications, aren't at the station yet. I'm going to have them printed up probably sometime next week. They'll be available. I'll announce it on Facebook, and if there's a borough site that you guys could put it on. I'll put flyers throughout town. And it'll be the same thing. We'll do about 30 to 50 kids. And we'll have face painting, DJ. We have a lot of other departments interested. We're going to have the sheriff's department there. We're going to try to get the crime van, which the ID of the kids takes their fingerprints, puts them in the system. So God forbid if there's ever an incident where they go missing or anything like that, all their information's in the system already.
That's great.
That's great.
Yeah, we're going to have the sheriff's K9 will be there. Face painting, like you said, DJ, there'll be food supplied. All the supplies, the fishing gear is given to the kids for free. If they don't have it, they get to keep it to the end. So, you guys are all familiar with it, but anybody watching who isn't, it's a good event. It's completely free. It's paid for by the PBA and donations. So.
Chuck, thank you. The kids,
Thank you.
The kids enjoy that so much. It means a lot to them. And how's the fish there since we put them in last year?
I have not personally been there fishing, but I stop there a lot and walk through when people are fishing, and they're loving it. And it's been going good. So.
There's a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, people have been doing very well, and there's always somebody there fishing, so it must be good, because if it wasn't, there wouldn't be any.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chucky.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to open up public participation. So anybody on this side of the room have anything they want to discuss public, go to the podium and state your name.
Hello, my name is Kelly Montezami. I'm the president of the Boots on the Ground Foundation. And tonight we are here to present a letter to Mr. Ralph DiGiuseppe. I'm just going to read it to you. You are receiving this letter on behalf of the community. You have been nominated to receive an honor on August 10th, 2024, during the celebration of Unity Day. Please arrive at 1:45 p.m. to check in at the desk. We are looking forward to having you participate in this event. What is Unity Day? We are honoring first responders and uniting the community by creating a bridge between all ethnicities and cultures and law enforcement to break barriers that currently exist in our society. So if it's okay, I'd like to present this letter to you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay. First time I've been honored in 20-some years. I may even put a suit on for this one.
Too hot, no, too hot. Don't speak yet. You don't know what the heat's gonna be like.
Did you get all her information, Mara?
Could you spell your last name for me?
Sure, it's Montazami, Montazami. And you're the president of the Boots on the Ground Foundation.
Boots on the ground, okay?
Okay, Carla,
Hi.
you're up.
Hi, everybody. I am here on behalf of unfair treatment, harassment, and discrimination that happened to me in the town. I place my posters where I've always placed them every year, the same time of year for the past 3 years. My posters were removed by code enforcement. No one contacted me to let me know there was a reason or something was wrong. I was told afterwards, when I came to find out where my posters were and why they were taken down by code enforcement, for what reason. As I said, nobody had an answer for me. That is unfair, the way I was treated. I shouldn't have been treated that way. Everything I do for this town, everything I do goes right back in the community. I don't gain anything by what I do. For that to be done to me cost me money. I was not able to advertise. I don't understand why they were taken down. The very same place where I have always put them, I've never one time told that I was not within your regulations. There were other banners placed out there where I helped to promote both plays during the whole period of time just there. So I don't understand why that happened. All it did was cost me for people not to know what we were doing. We go out in the community to ask what they would like for us to bring to the community for everyone, okay? We have the Philly Fanatic this year. We have Boomer this year. These are things that the community tells us what they want. We don't even decide who we honor. We were supposed to honor you, Father Mooney and Angelo ever since last year, but we're still going on last year's list. When we had Unity Day last year, before we even started, Ralph, and I'm coming to you because you're the president, before we even started, we had to pull trash. When we started out there, it wasn't even set right. A lot of people were afraid to even come today to speak up on behalf of what the kind of things that were, how we've been treated during having Unity Day. Only thing we want to do is be a part of a thriving community and be a part of what we do matter, okay? I don't understand why we're being treated like that. Also, too, for our banner for Black History Month, okay? The banner was destroyed from the storm. It was hanging down slightly. When we asked where was the banner to try to pick it back up, we were told it was destroyed. No one sent us a picture to let us know to make a decision if we want to turn it into our insurance company or whatever. I don't understand why these things are happening, and I'm coming to you, Ralph. I'm letting you know this unfairness, these things, favoritism are happening in the town. So like I said, I'm not trying to turn this into a thing, but I don't think it's right. I don't.
Can I say something?
Yes.
You know that this borough goes beyond, above and beyond anything that every organization needs.
Not for me.
Well, I disagree with that because I know that there's nobody that ever shows any kind of racism or anything in this borough.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
look around. I
Ralph,
think we represent.
I agree with you, but what happened to me,
But-
those are facts. Those are
Okay,
facts.
but I don't know what happened. I'll look into it.
Okay.
But I think that anytime you came here or you needed something, I don't think you were ever denied.
I will be honest with you, I have not been treated fair. I have not been treated fair, and I'm being honest with you. I even tried to reach out to you personally through Facebook. You didn't respond back.
Facebook, I don't even know what it is.
I know, but here, I'm not trying to turn this into a thing.
Yeah,
But I'm letting you know.
I don't either.
No, I'm not, but I'm letting you know it has been happening and it's still happening. It's not right. If anything is set in place, it should be fair across the board, and it has not been. There was no reason that code enforcement did not have any notation for why my signs were taken down, why nobody got in contact with me.
Did you meet with somebody to say, I'm putting these signs up?
I placed them in the same
But
place.
did you go to anybody ahead of time, like all the other organizations, and say,
Okay.
it's Celtic Day, it's African American Day?
Yes,
it's
I will put it to you
They
like-
come here, they meet with Merle, and then they go out and they advertise their event, they put a banner, we help.
I did do all that. I had a meeting with Merle. We have done everything that we have always done. What was done, if there was an issue with my signs, why didn't someone call me? They called me
I
to come.
agree.
They called me to come into the borough to cross out something that was on the application and re-put it in a different spot. So there was no reason why no one couldn't have called me to let me know if there was something wrong with my signs, or if I had them out too early, or if there was anything wrong, an issue. I didn't get any of that, okay? That cost me money. Even with the banner, okay? I paid for the banner. It was the first time we were able to have a banner for Black History Month out there. And it was hanging out, and the person that did my banner saw the banner, and he told me once it came down, he could let me know if it could be repaired. I didn't get that option. It was thrown away. I was told, first of all, even with my signs, I was told first they were destroyed by code enforcement, okay? Then I was told that, like I said, got the complete runaround. Then I was told they didn't take it down. They were seen going around town removing my posters. Even when I went over to, I thought the people that cut the grass took them down. They told me that they did not, okay? Mr. Dillon, excuse me?
No, I told him that I'm gonna.
Right, but I'm coming to you because you are highly respected in this town. And you're right, there should be no reason for none of that here. We all gotta get along together. We all wanna be a part of thriving. And like I said, even my guys are here now. They had to pull trash before we even started Unity Day. People were afraid to come today to talk about how they were mistreated during that day. That's not fair. It's not. Okay, we're here, we wanna be a part of the town. We wanna thrive, we wanna do what
And we want you to be
do.
part of the town.
That's
You
it.
know that, Carla.
But I'm just saying.
There's no way that we would, I'm talking personally, that there's no way that I could see anybody mistreating anybody in this borough. And if you feel that way, I'm gonna give you my personal cell. So anything in the future that you need, you just call me personally.
Okay, because like I said, I'm not trying to turn this.
No,
into a-
I don't wanna do it either.
Okay, and this
But-
town is thriving. Okay,
But we can't do, you know, we get requests every day. People wanna do this. We can't satisfy every organization and everything that happens.
I understand that.
I
but
mean, we get people that want to do funerals at the wharf. We get people, I mean, there's things that are just, we don't have the manpower. Just like the ethnic festivals, we just, it's getting to a point, the cops are getting burned out.
I
So we're
understand.
trying to do, look, we want as many events that we can handle, but just like Sunday Stroll, they're not doing July and August. It's just too hot. We can't deal with all these events every day. The cops are burned out. We don't have the manpower, the street and highway department. So we do our best, but I can tell you right now, I will never tolerate any kind of racism or anything in this town as long as I'm sitting here. That I can promise you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you hearing me. The one other person would like to speak. Thank you.
Here, come forward. My personal cell phone. Everything's on there.
I thank you.
All right. Hang in
I'm
there.
still mad at you, Mr. Dillon. I am. I'm mad at you. I am.
He hollers at me all the
He does,
time.
man, everybody.
Don't take it personal, Carla.
I do. Yes.
Anybody else have anything?
I'd like to introduce myself, and it's on a happy note.
Good.
Yes, I'm Dr. Jana Malice, and I live in Cheltenham. Do you want the exact address? 53 Dewey Road, Cheltenham. And I've been had the pleasure to come to Unity Day several times, and I was extremely impressed with what I saw. I think you have a great, borough and what you do. I happen to be a vice president with the NAACP in Willow Grove, and that's another reason I was so impressed with what, Carla's been doing, and I thought, wow, I love the program. So I'm just here to support, the program, and to say I think it's wonderful that you, President, that you reached out to help, in any way you can. I can tell you're a great person. And I had a good experience with your finest in the borough because we had a car problem a few weeks ago and a very nice female police officer came and helped us. So I got a good feeling about your township, and I'm just here for the good news and to support Carla and the events. And if you need me for any reason, you can have my phone number. So, thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
And excuse me, one more thing, I need some information on you. I know that I probably have to send an email or request it, but I kind of need it now. They want to know about when you, Robert Mooney and Angelo started the carnival for St. Michael.
St. Anne's, don't mind me. St. Anne's.
Probably over 25 years.
That's what we thought, well, I kind of need that, they need that because your award, and I really hope that you guys show up. And they also are asking how come no one from the council is ever out there at any of the events.
I was there 2 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, you're always there.
You gave me a
You're always
beautiful
there.
award. I was there.
Thank you for hearing us.
Thank you for what you do, Carla. Just
So,
keep
Carla,
doing it.
You need a
that's all.
bio.
Now, this is the last
You need a
day,
bio on him?
Yes.
Okay.
this is the last day of the St. Anne Carnival, August 10th. So it's going to be tough, but I'm going to do my best to stop her.
Well, if you tell me what time you would be there, I will.
No, I will be there at 1:45.
Brian Fitzpatrick and this lady here is the MC.
Thank you.
Jerry is, for everybody knows, Jerry is the one, and events, he handles all the vendors, he makes sure that they're set up, he handles all the maintenance, his company handles all that.
We have good food too.
Right, and that's what we're gonna say, we're gonna pull in the back, he had paid those guys, but trash that should have been full before we even started.
Yeah, we'll look into it this
So
time.
you said there was trash out
There
there?
was, we let them know, we contacted them, they had pulled the traffic when we started our event. The people that were harassed, we're talking about not even visiting them.
Don't say harassed. Don't say harassed.
And what honest, being honest, but it's over now, we talked about it, and I
You got-
that's the word, I said.
They're telling me they can't hear you on TV, so if you want to talk, you got to go there.
Oh, no, I just said everything I needed to say, that's fine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Anybody?
The chief is doing an amazing job. We also talked about him prior, he said he would be open to an open.
Go up there.
An open, what is it called again?
Open forum.
No, for him to speak, I can't even think of it. A town hall, I'm sorry, remember I asked you about that?
Town hall.
Yeah, because everybody would like to talk about different things that they feel is unfair happening. Hear it from the people. We go out and talk to people, it's not me talking, this is stuff I hear all the time. I'm just saying, they're afraid to come here.
All right.
Sure. Okay, all right, thank you.
Anybody else on this side of the room want to discuss anything? That end.
Are you cooking?
That ends public participation. Mayor, what do you have?
I just have a couple things. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody from all the different organizations that host different community events. They all seem to be a great success, and I wanted to talk about the events that we're having between now and our next meeting, which is August 12th. So we have our Sunday concerts every Sunday. It's starting at 6 p.m. down in Lions Park. This Saturday, July 13th, we have the Mahogany Steel Boat and Car Show starting at 10 a.m. We have the Jabaro Night at Puerto Rican Monument and the flag raising, which is July 20th.
Hebado night, okay?
Okay.
That's coming from
I
a
was gonna
Ricketts.
ask you
It's
how.
Hebado night. I love the way he said Jabbar. No, honey. Hebado night.
So the flag raising is 5:30 here at Borough Hall, and then 6 o'clock at the Puerto Rican Monument. We have the Puerto Rican Day Festival, Saturday, July 27th, starting at noon down at Lions Park. And we have Unity Day, which you heard of, August 10th from 11 to 5. Also, we have the St. Anne St. Mark Italian Festival and Carnival in the St. Anne parking lot, which runs from August 5th to August 10th, starting at 6 p.m. every evening. A couple other things I want to talk about. I want to quickly thank Officer Palmer for continuing to fish with a cop. It just seems to be growing each and every year, and it's just an awesome event for the kids in this community. And now that that canal has thankfully been stopped by this borough council, I see a ton of people fishing there, on the regular, and it's just a great asset to the community. I'm going to ask that in August, this council adopts a proposal from Hacienda Design, which was the design firm, the architectural firm that did the borough maintenance building years ago, so that we can conceptually start working on a new firehouse for this community. You know, we're in a great spot where the men and women in this community are coming together to create better fire protection for all the residents. And now we need to keep the ball moving in the right direction by starting to design a new firehouse. The sound wall is on the agenda. The study for our sound wall is on the agenda this evening. I'm asking council to approve that. This is a step in the right direction. This is going to take some time to actually get the study done and for the money to come in, which will probably be in sometime in September. But we are still hopeful that by spring of next year that the construction of this sound wall will start taking place. And the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, we get a lot of complaints about parking issues throughout town. We are constantly looking into this. There is no magic wand to fix parking issues when you are in an old historic community that's so densely populated like this. You know, we have a ton of row homes, twin homes, beautiful architecture, but years ago people had one car or no cars. Now people have 4 or 5 cars. You know, the time has evolved. But we're looking into different ways to try and alleviate parking issues. But again, there's no magic wand. In particular, I want to speak about the 100 and 200 block of Wood Street and Cedar Street, which is just off of Mill. I think council needs to consider adopting an ordinance, whether we install meters that will be free to the residents, or whether we do resident only. We need to come up with a solution for these people. You know, these people are the most directly impacted by the economic boom we've seen on Mill Street. And it's not fair to them that they can't even bring their groceries in their house because of the fact that they have to go park down the hill. And it's just, it's great, all the development that's going on and all the businesses are opening, but we need to look out for the people that live here and call this place home as well. So I think that's something we need to look at, you know, sooner than later. And that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Lorraine?
I'd like to ask Amanda if you would be able to do a report on Green Lane under the bridge, possibly in August, if you have it. Okay. And I want to talk about the sound barrier. We're going to get a grant for that, and I want the people to understand that that's specifically for a sound barrier. And the sound barrier is going to go up because the residents there in that area struggle with cars that just sit there and idle all night. And the carcinogenics from the trains are not good for their health. So I want everybody to understand, we can't do it all over town, but in that spot, it's close to the residents. And I mean, I lived on Mansion Street and the High Lines, you get used to that. Like, that's a thing where you don't even hear it anymore once you live there for a while. But this is a thing where they're banging them together, the cars together, and they're just revving the motor all evening. So I just wanted people to try to understand why we want to do it in this area. Thank you.
Brian? No, I have nothing.
Wait, Brian, talk about football. Darn it. Come on now. Tell them.
This Saturday
Shut
was the opening day for flag football. I think it was like, I wasn't like the one who did everything. I think it was like 160 or more kids in the program. It was hot outside. Everybody was able to play their doubleheader games. So all the kids are out there for an hour. They all have fun, laugh, joke, and I'm sure they can't wait to come back next weekend.
Thank you.
This weekend.
Thank you. Brian is really involved with the sports in this town with the kids. And he's very, like, modest. And I can't take his modesty.
Thank you, Brian and Lorraine.
Lee, what do you have, Lee?
Oh, I have nothing.
Nothing? Betty?
Yeah, I do have some concerns on, we have a lot of traffic going through Mifflin, coming down Maple, and because it's it's supposed to be a one-way street, but it's a two-way street. I think the problem is that people are trying to cut through Mifflin to get home, to go over the bridge. And I'm afraid there's going to be an accident there, especially like Saturday. There were so many cars in that area, but the cars that are coming from Mifflin are just trying to get through to go over the bridge, which would be easier for them to just go down Otter Street. So I think that's something we have to look into in the future and look to see how we can resolve it and keep it from having a bad accident or hurting a child crossing that street. So that's something we want to look into, Mr. Morris, Chief. And I think that's it.
I actually had, real quick, I just had two more things that were on a separate piece of paper I forgot to mention. So August 6th is our National Night Out that takes place every year at the Snyder Girardi School up on the field right on Buckley Street. That starts at 5:30 p.m. So the National Night Out with our cops is August 6th at 5:30 p.m. And as part of Unity Day, we're actually having Coloring with a Cop, which is taking place, August 10th, which is that Saturday at 11 a.m. down in Basin Street Park there. So just two other events that we're taking place within the police department.
How about the carnival with the cops?
Don't tell nobody.
One other thing, as part of the St. Anne St. Mark Carnival, we do a night every year, which is sponsored by a local borough business, Bristol Environmental Incorporated, that usually takes place on the Tuesday of the festival. That's going to probably take place on Wednesday due to the National Night Out taking place on the 6th. So the 7th will probably be the Bristol Borough Day where the kids can ride all the rides for free and get some free pizza and hot dogs and different food, which is sponsored by a local business. There will definitely be more details to come, and if you follow our Bristol Borough Facebook page and our television channel, it'll definitely be promoted through that as you come and sign up in our Bristol Borough Police Department. Now I'm officially.
Okay, I have a couple things. First, on the agenda, 636 Ray Street, where I'm recommending that we table that motion about taking that property, because we've been contacted by Habitat, who's now looking at that property, and I think if they want it, we should stay out of their way and let them do it. If they do good projects for people, so for now, we'll table it.
Okay.
The other thing is, we talked about the carnival that the mayor spoke about. The other thing is, there's a carnival going on right now at St. Mike's in Bristol Township in Tullytown. So our police officers are assisting them. They needed help, and the mayor and the chief decided to send some of our part-timers to assist Tullytown during their fundraiser for their carnival. And man, in August, we'd like to get some updates on the Adams Hollow Creek, the Maple and Green Street vegetation, all these grants that we have out there. If you can get us something to present for August, for the August meeting. The other thing I want to discuss is the sidewalk issue in Bristol Borough. So we started a sidewalk program based on a course that our inspectors went out and took. And it's very clear that if there's a sidewalk that could create a tripping problem, which there were numerous sidewalks, that the homeowner should have to fix these sidewalks. It worked, but it's been a disaster. Council never really wanted to get into this program. We heard nothing but a lot of bull over it. So we just finished the entire town on last week. So we had a meeting with the solicitor prior to finishing, and we're going to change this whole program. We're going to handle it totally different. If there's a sidewalk that's not in compliance, meaning that we get a complaint that there's a sidewalk that's either is a tripping problem or a danger to somebody, the borough will send a letter to that resident, whether it's a rental property or a homeowner, stating that your sidewalk is not in compliance, that it should be repaired. And for some reason, if you don't repair it, and if somebody gets hurt, we're putting you on notice. So we're not forcing you to do anything, and we really never forced anybody that they had to do this immediately. We worked with everybody. People put cement on the angle so nobody tripped. But we did get a lot of lawsuits, and we did get a lot of complaints from people that tripped and busted their face open and came here. There was, we asked people if they wanted to come and talk about some of the things that happened to them, and they really didn't want to get involved on TV. But there were some serious injuries over sidewalks that people got hurt on, especially if everybody's on their phone all the time and they're not looking where they're walking and they trip. I mean, it happened to me. So the solicitor assured us that the borough will not be liable. We always can get sued. There's no question we get named in the lawsuit. But since we finished the program, because I didn't want somebody to say, well, I did mine, and now you're telling this person they don't have to do theirs. That's not the case. We have completed the town. But as of today, there will be no more citations or anything issued to any borough resident that says you have 10 days to do something. We're going to put you on notice. That is your responsibility. So if your insurance company or the borough gets brought into a lawsuit, we can say, we sent this letter out on this date to notify you that your sidewalk wasn't in compliance. And we're not walking around looking for anything. So we're not going to walk the streets anymore. We did it one time. It's over, and we're done with it. So, Jeff, you want to add anything to that?
No, but I'll look at the ordinance to make sure that the ordinance is consistent with what you just said.
Okay.
While I'm talking, though, I do want the public to know, as well as the audience, that council was in executive session for about 2 hours before this meeting. We were meeting with the representatives of the public works employees as well as some office employees, attempting to negotiate a new contract. So we were doing labor negotiations for the better part of 2 hours before our meeting. No action will be taken at the public meeting. Hopefully, if we're fortunate to get an agreement done, we'll take action in August.
Okay, just so we end the sidewalk issue, I think I might have been the first one that was cited for sidewalks sticking up. You go past my house, you'll see new blocks and new bricks in certain areas. So just want everybody to know, it wasn't, they went through every single home in this town. The other thing is, I don't know if anybody noticed that the exterior of the building was just repainted. Right before the 4th, we hung up all our flags so that the building looks outstanding right now outside. It's been almost 20 years or 16 years since we painted the building, and now we started to paint the inside of the building. So I always said from when I got elected, you need to fix your own house before you can tell somebody to fix theirs. So we try to stay on top of this building and make it look good. The other thing is, I know Brian doesn't like to take any credit for anything, him and Lee, but they're heavily involved in the youth of this town and football and basketball and soccer, along with the recreation board, and they're part of this. Borough Council spending a lot of money on recreation. We just paid for all the jerseys for the kids that are playing flag football, all that they play free. We pay for a soccer program. Nobody pays a dime for that. We pay for the indoor basketball program. So they just keep coming up with new ideas and new things to keep the recreation going. We're trying to get some stuff for seniors, if we could figure out where we can hold something for seniors to do some things. But if anybody at home has an idea, they meet, I think, once a month on Wednesday, Lee, whatever it is. So you always get contact to find out when the rec board is meeting, but they do a good job, and I know they don't like to talk about what they do, but I just want to thank them because there's only so much each one of us can do. So you need a good team to keep moving things forward. Right, Carla?
Yes.
I agree, and I have lots of ideas.
Okay.
I always do.
Jim, do you have anything? Jeff?
Nothing else.
Okay, so therefore, any more public participation? Yeah, you want to go to the podium, state your name?
Good evening, my name is Darius Wilkerson. I just got a question. I was actually at a residence within the last 2 months, and I'm just commenting on the sidewalk situation. The resident was told she had to fix the sidewalk, but the tree that was actually belongs, I believe, to the borough was actually doing the damage to her sidewalk. Who's liable for that situation?
So just so you know, a sidewalk is considered a right-of-way.
Yes.
So it's a right-of-way, but the homeowner is responsible for the sidewalk and the curb and the tree well. Anything happens with that tree. So
Are
it's
we
always,
allowed to take the tree down? I think she had
if you call the
contact.
borough and you need to take the tree down, we don't want it to look where there's no trees. But right now, we're working with the people that, a lot of people think that like their sewer line went bad because the tree roots went into, they ruined it. The only reason a tree root goes into a sewer is because there's a crack in it and their root wants to go in for water. That's why they go in, not because there's just a sewer there. But a lot of these the sidewalks are so small that the tree well lifts. So we'll work with her if she wants to take it down and there's a tree 20 feet away, we're not gonna tell her to put a tree in.
Yeah, I can understand.
Now, if there's not a tree for 100 feet, so, but we're just working on that. We're trying to put out a new program on trees, how we're gonna handle these, because a lot of things are illegal. They're putting bushes in, or they're putting a tree in the sidewalks like this little pen. It's gonna take 50 years to grow. And there's bushes where people are complaining to us, they can't open a car door because people plant a bush instead of a tree. So Jeff's looking into all the options. He's taking input from council, and we're taking all the complaints that we have along with the inspectors, and we're going to sit down and hopefully come up with a suggestion and a solution to this problem.
Okay, I got you.
But just so she knows, we'll work with her.
Yeah, it was just like, I've seen the root problem with the trees, and I've seen the sidewalk problem. I said, but I can't do nothing with that tree. It doesn't belong to her per se, even though it's in front of her house.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain it to her. She was upset. She's like, this is the second time she had to do something to her sidewalk. But I'll relay the message that, these guys are working on that process.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, that ends public participation. So number 2 on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept council meeting minutes for June 3rd, 2024, to accept the treasurer's report for May 2024, to accept the police reports for May and June 2024, to accept the fire report for May and June 2024, to accept the inspection report for May and June 2024, to accept the Public Works report for May and June 2024.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Cousin. Question or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to table number 3.
All in favor with the table?
Yes.
Opposed? Number 4.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the recommendation to award Harrison Acoustics for the Trenton Avenue Sound Barrier Project in the amount of $11,000 per Gilmore's letter dated June 28, 2024.
Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve a recommendation to award the borough's 2024 CDBG curb ramp project to GMB Construction for all intersections in the base bid, only for a total project cost of $199,952 per Gilmore's email letter dated June 28, 2024. Contract award amount will increase if additional grant funds are awarded.
I have a second. Second by Ms. Cullen. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve solicitor to accept the deed and record the deed for the Bristol train station property TPN 04-013-117-001 per Jeff Barnes' letter dated June 20th, 2024.
I have a second. Second by Mr. Cusser. Questions or comments? The only comment I would like to make is, this is the old train station on Prospect Street. This stone building used to be, actually, tickets, they were sold there years ago. The borough is taking, there was only 2 members left that owned this property, and they're turning the property over to us, which is nice. So we're gonna have that building and control what goes there, and there's restrictions on it. And we already had a meeting with SEPTA, so there's gonna be some things happening with SEPTA there, and the whole property's gonna be really nice in the
Is
future.
it still a daycare?
Yes, it's still a
It's
daycare.
still a lease, it's still got a couple more years to run.
Okay.
Right, they got a 2-year, I think, lease left, right?
2025 sometime. yeah.
Right, yep. So, that's the property. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do I get a motion to adjourn? Ms. Rodriguez, second by
Oh,
Ms. Collins.
of course.
Thank you.